This guy is crazy. Okay. Like this guy on the button with 2 million as a chip leader, and then this guy 5 big blinds. Now we might get isolated, and then we have kings all in for fucking 30 big blinds. Nostradamus. No 8. Yes! Yes! Fucking right. $254. Hello! We're back. Fucking 500 IQ poker. Hello. Nice. I actually think I went wrong with like my... Oh, this is... River of Dreams, isn't it? Just like they raise pre-flop, you call, they check the flop, you bet the turn, they're like, oh, I have ace high, and then you're like, okay, yeah, but actually, Hulk smash. I mean, I have a plethora of hands I can value bet, and they actually have a fucking raising hand. And then make it 4. I don't know about this. It's kind of nice to have a heart here, so maybe that's a bit silly. Man, I'm very tempted. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. Taking souls out here. Hello. That was fucking gangster. I will, my God, man. This is a fucking gangster played hand. Oh my God. The sprinkle of the Mad Monk. Mad Monk, take me home, daddy. Look at this. Look at this fucking river. Yes, 3k behind. You're bluffing. Skadoosh. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, man. Should have fucking showed him. This guy would just retire. Just back to bed. Back to bed for you. Okay, I'm gonna flat. It has all kinds of benefits over time. How fucking good am I? How fucking good? Get on my fucking level. Seriously. Seriously. Look at this. Oh, look at this. I lost 3 big blinds. Jacks versus queens. Seen him limp all day long. Raises 3x. Flat jacks. Alright, big bluff. Nice. Oof. This is Mad Monk. This is fucking classic Mad Monk play. This is classic brain upgrade. I'm gonna think about this a little harder. I'm going to fucking bet this flop. I'll show you. I'm gonna bet this flop. I'm gonna lead the turn king, mate. I still got all them cards. Boom! 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 Get the fuck out. Yeah, hand. Fuck, he still... If somebody min raises, he still gets the ISO. That's a bit of a problem. Oh yes, my favorite calling. I think this is pretty smart, because if I min raise and they go all in, then I have shown aggression. If I limp and they shove, then they feel like they have the aggression. You know what I mean? It's really cool. Like, this really does something mentally. Like, this fucking guy can just piss off. There you go. Nice. Come on, let's go! Man, this was fucking played class. It's really important. Oh, nice. I have a break. I can talk about this. It's really important that you guys understand the mechanics of that hand. In fact... Whoa! Where's it coming from? Coming right at us. Alright, so... we know this person. We have a note that they're tight passive pre-flop. So pre-flop, they limp. Now, what's important here is we know that they have 2 big blinds behind. What makes a full raise? Think about it, right? If you if you look at the spot, right? They have what is a minimum raise, right? It's when somebody makes a 1 big blind. If somebody min raises, that is a 1 big blind raise. The fact that they have 3 big blinds or more means that they can reopen the betting, right? If somebody would min raise and they only have half a big blind on top of that, and they would raise, then the person raising doesn't have the option anymore. So what I'm doing here is, instead of limping for 35 and then calling 2 big blinds if they shove, I want to already start setting up an isolation tactic so that I can get them out. What happens if I call 35 here is that they go all in, and then I have one of the weakest ranges because I limped second, right? And they could make it 1,000, I just have to fold. So instead, to avoid that, I already make it 140. I know that they're passive, so it's not like this guy's going to pick up on this and make it 800 at once they fold. So now they shove. He's like, okay, I'm going to have to call this as well. And we get to isolate now and actually look like we have something because we made this min raise. So this is just like super important. This is PLO plays a lot like this with short stacks on the table, how you want to sort of influence and manipulate the size of the pot and how much you can pot bet and isolate people. So really important. Got us $75 in bounties. Who knows how the hand would have went. Like, huge impact. It's a 2-3 big blind play that got me all in for a bounty. So make sure as you remember this. Okay, I'm gonna flat. And then this person is gonna make it like 900, and then we're gonna go all in, okay? So we're setting people up to bluff because this is some weird min raise and misclick. Yeah, he's gonna make it 900, I said! And now we're gonna shove, and they're gonna fold. Oh my god, this is fucking 500 IQ. This is some 500 IQ shit. He has 9s, right? I mean, this is 9s all day. I'm just gonna click it. He has 9s. This guy never has aces. Can't. Ace king, ace king. Man, I'm so good. Wow. Wow, I'm impressive. What a specimen. That is so fucking funny. Nice. When you have really strong hands on the river, you want to set yourself up to win really big pots. And this sounds super logical when I say it. 500 IQ moments. These are what we did a lot, actually. But I think maybe I may play too many tables now. But it's something we should get back to because it gives us a good chance to go in depth on certain situations. What's really important is you need to set yourself up to win a really big pot. And you guys are going to say, yes, of course, I get that. But at the same time, what you don't understand or realize saying that is betting 2/3 here is not 2/3 or pot is not going to set you up to win a huge pot. But 1/3 gets raised or over betting gets called, right? Or betting really big. I think that pot kind of qualifies here. But I think it's really important to note that you can win big pots by betting small. And that's why sometimes block betting can work well because they get raised and then you get the shove and then somebody called 9s. I think this is a classic example of that. That's what Mammoth worked for my girlfriend on a driving test. She gets really anxious and keeps failing. I mean, good. Give her coke. My god. Oh my god, I'm the fucking best, dude. What the hell? Is this my newest trick? Man, wanna see a fucking 500 IQ moment. Holy shit. Very apt time to do a little Mad Monk moment here. What a class bet. Just to get rid of all of... Oh my god. Just to get rid of... like Jack X with clubs, even though the checks the turn a lot, but Jack X with clubs, King, Queen, King 10, Queen 10, King 10. Rando bluffs to pressure a weak range. Really nice. a bit hard actually. I think that check raising on 5-5 deuce is a lot better on 3-3 deuce. Like, how many threes do I have? Oh my god. There you go. And then you do that. Get fucking wrecked. Thank you very much. Man, that was a pretty big call. How many big blinds did I call at the end? 100. Good stuff. Yo, that 7's hand was kind of gangster in the end. I realized that it's not a board I should be check raising very often with a pair because I can't really make a claim to the nuts, right? So if we take a look more in depth in this hand, so this is not a board I should be check raising very often because the only 3 that I can make a claim to is ace-3. The other hands I have is deuces and 3s, which only have 1 combo, right? So think about that, not like, oh my god, he might have quads. No, because if I only have 1 combo of those, and put that against all the other combos that miss, right? And I'm gonna check raise maybe some ace-4, ace-5 then, which is also not just very good because I just don't have enough value. That's what I'm trying to say. I could be check raising a deuce, like ace-deuce. That could be a possibility. But as soon as I check raised, I realized he was gonna float me a lot and that I couldn't even bet the turn. So now I kind of fucked myself in the spot a little bit. He bets. I expect him to have spades, hearts, overcards, hands with a single spade in it, and higher pairs. So if you put that in perspective, right, like there's 16 combinations of king queen. I don't actually know how many of them have a spade. 3 combinations with a king and a king spade. Yeah, I think 7. Pretty sure. I got confused there, but and there's only 6 combinations of aces, for instance. So there's a lot more overcards in his range. I feel like this run is so clean, no Broadway cards, nothing. Backdoor flush draws miss. My range is capped. So he's just gonna attack me a lot, and therefore I feel I need to call, because what am I otherwise check raising? Right, so my range is a little out of whack, but when I get there, I feel like this is a good calling candidate. Yeah. Thanks for that, Stormy. I really hope I don't lose the queens here. Queens is definitely one of those hands that he could have. There's some jacks and 10s. I think I'm just gonna take a card. I'm not saying take a card because I need a king or something, but I don't really see a whole lot of purpose of always betting this turn, to be honest. Yes, I can get stacks in, but what's the one hand that I do really well against is ace-queen. Yeah, just, you know, just a fucking genius, mates. 500 IQ. Rather bet here than check and play over multiple streets. Would Lex say gonna bet sizing on position? In position, you should never bet less than 50% on the river. Oh, good. So like this would be really bad here. Yeah, we got a call. Nice. Boom! So, since he's in the big blinds, he's gonna have a really weak range, which means I'm gonna barrel a lot. I can also just bet 140 here and call with king queen all in, you know? There's ace-high flush draws I can barrel here. It's really good to get rid of hands like 10-7, 10-8, 10-9. Gut shots, because I see bet's pretty small. Definitely 500 IQ, because this is just something you really need to get into your system. Gut shots he can have, so I'm barreling a lot of my draws as well. I'm gonna bet this card, also gonna hit that card, but also gonna have a lot of one pair hands. He can have Jack X, 6X hearts, he can have 2 pairs, he can have King Queen himself, of course. So tons of hands he can have as well. Wants to put pressure on either bluffs or light value bets, or single pairs, right? Pretty tough situation if I have ace-7 here on the river and I get shoved on. But yeah, he attacked the capped range. Because it's very hard for me to have a straight and have flushes. And if I don't have flushes in here too much, I'm gonna be very hard pressed to find calls. So this is a snap call. And that's why I snap called. There's tons of weaker queen X from the big blinds. I'm gonna check now, I think. I think so. I think queen. Nah, wait. Okay, what's the one hand I'm afraid of? It's ace queen off, right? And then he has Jack X. He doesn't have 2 pair because he would have check raised the turn all in or sets because double flush draw, double straight draw. No, I'm gonna go for value. Fuck this. I'm gonna fucking yeet the queen 10s out of here. I mean, he has more queen 10 and queen 9 than he does ace queen. There you go. Fucking, that's what I do. Fucking value. That's some 500 IQ right shit right there. If you really want to know how I feel about it. That's a big pot to win. Single raised. Single raised, 120 big blind pots. Just because, like, you can really discern the fact that what his range is, right? So think about his value combinations. Think about his value combinations. He can have anything here, especially against a big bet, right? So on the turn, I put 4,400 in, leaving 16k behind. So this is a very natural sort of like check raise size, right? He can still pressure, so it's like he has full equity, so he can bluff, but it's not too much for it to be value. So it's like he has a perfect sort of check raise, which is also why if I have like king 9 of diamonds, I'm probably checking here because I don't want to get blasted off equity because he does have that perfect size, which is important to remember. So what do you think he does with queen jack? Queen 6, queen 7, jack 7, jack 6. 6s. He doesn't have 7s. What do you think he does? I mean, check raise, right? Like, it has to be check raise. And he does not. So now, what is his range now? As soon as he does this. Now, all of a sudden, his range becomes ace queen. And then any rando queen or jack. Or flush draws, clearly, you know. Like 6x with clubs, jack x with diamonds. Ace 10 of diamonds, I guess. So this is like Brick City. Then it becomes a clear value bet because I beat, like, he doesn't have any hands that beat me. So that we know that. Well, ace queen. So he has ace queen that beats me. But we can just put that across from queen 10, queen 9, queen 8. Those hands. And then I still win by shoving. It's just good. Good reasoning. I'm glad. Turbo knockout in 41 minutes. Man, I'm just gonna be fucking swamped just on W Cup tournaments alone. A 5-7 is a bit of a stretch, so I'm just gonna bet. Double flush draw. That's the problem. I blocked the king of diamonds. It's a little hard for me to just assume that he has diamonds. I mean, he's gonna bet miss spades, so I think I'm just gonna hero it and assume he has miss spades a lot. Nice. Booyakasha. That's really nice. Double stack now in the flow. Good reasoning. When the king is a diamond, it's really hard for him to get to the river with a backdoor flush draw. Actually quite smart. I think we can definitely give this a POC 500 IQ moment. This is Mad Monk making me access deep vaults in my brain. If I have the king of clubs in my hand and I bet the flop, there's going to be more king x of diamonds combinations, right? That he calls a flop with. But it's really hard for him. Like, what kind of hands defend here with just a backdoor flush draw? It's going to be so heavy weighted towards spades. Nice though. Nice to figure it out, you know? Big moments. 150 big blinds deep, my words. This is a $2,000 tournament. Our first true high roller. 530 is not really a high roller. I like where your head's at though, Ardirk. It's a pretty bad turn, of course. His 3-way bluffing range from these positions is going to contain a lot of ace-x. And he's not betting jacks or 10s, so it's like, you know, I block king queen, so what else is there? What else is he 3-bets, you know? So I think this is pretty good. He should be 3-betting jacks and 10s. But I can also be very easily losing to kings, yeah. But one thing that people don't understand in this case is like, if he has 10s, he's gonna check back, right? So I don't get value from 10s. So this is actually super important. Let's put our big brain hats on this. Put our big brains on for this. So, because I think that betting here is 500 IQ. Okay, so what are the hand dispositions, right? He either has an ace. He's most likely betting that on the turn. But it's also a pretty small chance once the ace hits the river. But of course, like, we could be kind of value towning ourselves against an ace. But if they have an ace, they're going to bet bigger. I don't just always want to check fold. This is one of my better calling options because Ace-X is going to be in my range, but also not super prevalent. So if we think about like the hands that I lose to, kings and ace-X, he's also going to have like lower pairs a lot, some king highs that he might even hero, like it really happens. Even though I block king queen. I'm going to get called a lot by jacks and tens here, but I lose the kings. But the good thing is that he's going to check jacks back sometimes, he's going to check tens back sometimes, so I never win any money against hands that I'm beating. And then when he has me beat, he's going to bet bigger, and I don't really want to fold this hand. So I know that when he bets, I want to call, right? I mean, depending. If he bets like 22,000, it becomes different. But there's very likely that he's going to bet bigger than 6,600. Like even 8,000 or 9,000, right? It's already a few thousand more. So I win way more money against hands that would normally check back, that I beat. And then the hands that I lose against, I lose less against by betting myself. And I would have called anyway. So that's why I think this bet sizing is really good. And the bet is really good in itself. Let's hope that the big blind shoves, because then we get a free 30 big blinds on top of what we have now. Okay, here we go. 189. It's gonna isolate. Happy days. This is definitely 500 IQ poker here. Buzzing. Leaner, let's go. Where's my 500 IQ poker? Ah! There we are. So you have to be very aware with aces if you look behind yourself. Look behind and see what's happening. And here we go. Aces versus 10 jack. Ah! Yes! Okay. Quads. Mad Monk moment. Very nice. Just make quads, lol.